Take a look at this. It cost me $29.95 plus shipping. It's got a gold seal, official-looking coordinates, and a very impressive signature. According to this piece of paper, I am now the proud legal owner of 1 acre of prime real estate on the moon, right next to the Sea of Tranquility. Sounds like a steal, right? You can't even buy a cocktail in Manhattan for 30 bucks, yet here I am, a celestial landlord. But here's the cold hard truth. I didn't just buy land. I bought a novelty item, a gag gift, essentially expensive toilet paper. Welcome back to the space economy. Today, we aren't talking about rockets, we're talking about dirt, specifically space real estate. Is this the investment opportunity of a lifetime, or just the original NFT scam for boomers? And more importantly, if this paper is worthless, where is the actual valuable real estate out there? Spoiler alert, it's not where you think it is, and the US and China are already fighting a Cold War over it. The story starts in 1980 with a guy named Dennis Hope. Dennis was out of work, going through a divorce and looking for a hustle. He looked up at the moon and thought, hey, who owns that rock? He went to the library and pulled up the 1967 Outer Space Treaty. It clearly stated, no nation may claim sovereignty over celestial bodies. Dennis saw a loophole that was big enough to drive a truck through. He thought, it says nations can't own it. It doesn't say Dennis can't own it. So he wrote a letter to the United Nations claiming ownership of the Moon, Mars, and Venus. He waited. They didn't reply. To Dennis, silence meant consent. He set up the Lunar Embassy and started printing deeds. Fast forward to today, he's sold over 600 million acres. His customers include former US presidents, Hollywood A-listers, and maybe even your neighbor. Dennis Hope created the ultimate American business model, selling something he doesn't have to people who can never go there to check. But let's put on our lawyer hats for a second. Is Dennis a genius or a con man? Legally speaking, you got played. Here's the breakdown. International law works on the principle that property rights are derived from national sovereignty. You can own a house in Texas because the US government has sovereignty over Texas and enforces your deed. Since no country owns the moon, no country can grant you a deed to it. Space law experts call these deeds novelty items. It's the same as buying a star and naming it after your girlfriend. NASA doesn't care, the International Astronomical Union doesn't care, and Elon Musk definitely doesn't care. So if you're keeping a moon deed in your safety deposit box as generational wealth for your grandkids, you might want to rethink your retirement plan. This brings us to the great debate of the 2020s. What is the stupider purchase? Virtual land in the Metaverse or paper land on the moon? A couple of years ago, people were dropping millions on digital land in the Sandbox or Decentraland. They called it digital real estate.
That looks amazing.
At least in the
Great
Metaverse,
job.
you can log in, build a pixelated house,
let's
and
head inside.
invite your avatars over. You have technical control. With Dennis Hope's Moonland, you can't visit, you can't build, and you certainly can't evict trespassers. But both rely on the same thing, the greater fool theory. You're buying it just hoping someone else will buy it from you for more. However, don't click away yet, because space real estate is real. It's just invisible. Forget the dirt. The most expensive real estate in the solar system isn't land. It's empty space, specifically the Geostationary Orbit, or GEO. It's a ring exactly 22,236 miles above the equator. This is the sweet spot. Satellites here move at the exact same speed as Earth's rotation, meaning they hover over a single point. This is prime territory for telecommunications, spy satellites, and weather monitoring. But here's the catch. Physics dictates that satellites have to be spaced apart to avoid interference and collisions. There are limited slots. Governments and corporations fight tooth and nail at the ITU, International Telecommunication Union, for these orbital slots. A single slot here is worth hundreds of millions in annual revenue. This is real estate. It's about strategic location, not dirt. Now, if we must talk about solid ground, not all moon dirt is created equal. Think of Earth real estate. An acre in the Sahara Desert costs nothing. An acre in Manhattan costs a fortune. On the moon, the Manhattan is the Lunar South Pole. Why? Two reasons. First, energy. There are spots here called the peaks of eternal light. The sun shines here almost 24/7. That means constant solar power, no need to survive the brutal 14-day lunar night. Second, and more importantly, water. Deep inside the Shackleton crater, where the sun never shines, there are billions of tons of water ice. In space, water isn't just for drinking. Water is oxygen to breathe and hydrogen for rocket fuel. Owning land here isn't about building a vacation home. It's about owning the only gas station on the highway to Mars. So if the 1967 treaty says no ownership, how do the US or China plan to control this water? Welcome to the art of the legal loophole. The US introduced the Artemis Accords. They introduced a concept called safety zones. The logic goes like this. Look, we don't own the land, but we are conducting sensitive operations here. So for everyone's safety, please stay 5 kilometers away. If you come closer, you're interfering, and we have the right to defend our equipment.
I told you,
Sound
get
familiar?
off my towel now.
It's like
This
putting
is
a
my
towel
territory.
down on a public beach.
Don't
You
you
don't
dare
own
touch
the
me.
sand,
You
but
watch
if
where
someone
you are
steps
going.
on your towel, you're gonna shove them. In practice, safety zones are de facto ownership. This is where it gets geopolitical. We have a classic standoff. In the blue corner, the US-led Artemis program. In the red corner, China and Russia's ILRS, International Lunar Research Station. They are both eyeing the exact same craters at the South Pole. Here's the question. If Elon Musk lands a Starship there first and declares a safety zone, will China respect it? Or will they land right next door? In real estate law, we call this squatters' rights, but in space, there are no police to evict you. The only law is physics and who has the bigger rocket. It's a first-mover advantage game. The winner takes the water, the loser imports it from Earth at $10,000 a pound. So where is this going? Goldman Sachs predicts the space economy will be a $1 trillion industry. Future space real estate won't be about buying plots for your ego. It will be B2B, business to business. We're looking at orbital leasing, renting manufacturing space in zero gravity. Resource rights, claims on asteroids like 16 Psyche, which contains enough metals to crash the world economy.
Look at that city grid
And
from
commercial stations, like
Absolutely
the Orbital
incredible. I
Reef
can't
project,
believe we're here.
hotels and labs for rent. This isn't sci-fi anymore. This is a burgeoning asset class.
While it
The
sounds
verdict?
fun,
That $30
unfortunately,
deed
this
from the
lunar
internet?
deed isn't worth
It's a
the paper
scam.
it's printed on.
A fun scam, but a scam nonetheless. But the concept of owning space, that is the next great frontier of capitalism. The difference is you don't buy entry with a credit card on a website. You buy it with billions of dollars in R&D, political
I
maneuvering,
see it.
and
Adjusting
engineering.
the parameters now.
The land rush has already started. But this time, it's not for the dreamers, it's for the builders. So, I want to hear from you. If you had $1 million to burn, would you buy a plot in the
Where
Metaverse
would you
or
invest?
invest in a space mining startup? Let me know in the comments. I'll be arguing with you down there.
Don't forget
If you
to
learned
like,
something new,
subscribe, and
smash
hit
that like button and
notification bell.
subscribe for
Until
more
next
deep
time,
dives into the
peace.
space economy. Peace.